I want to thank everybody for tuning to a special edition, Steel City Sports World. Luther Dupree, I got my man, Magic Mike, Smoking Jim Frazier, and a special guest. We'll get to her in a little bit. But first, I want to start off with the Steel City news. Mike, do I need to put a disclaimer out there? All right, let's put a disclaimer out there. The words you're about to hear reflect Smoking Jim. It reflects Magic Mike's thinking, not mine or anybody else you're about to hear. Mike, it's all yours.
All right, well, first I want to remind you that when the Pirates were 13-1, I told you they would finish the season under 500. With no doubt, guaranteed it.
Yeah, that's
okay. The Steelers have a problem with Le'Veon Bell. Doesn't want to come to camp. He's probably going to miss the first few games. His agent is talking a lot of trash, saying something exceptional would have to happen to get him in. If I'm the Steelers, maybe Le'Veon Bell is one of the best running backs in the league right now. But you know what? He's never done anything for them. They haven't won a Super Bowl while he's there. Having the best running back in the league doesn't mean that much because it's not a running league anymore. They have James Conner. He's okay. You know, he's halfway decent back. He can catch the ball coming out of the backfield, and he's making under $700,000 a year. Plus, they got Ridley behind him. They got some serviceable backs. They're not the greatest backs in the league, but again, they don't have to be. I would rescind the offer for Le'Veon Bell. Let him go out and try to find his $20 million somewhere else. Cam Hayward, they just redid his deal. They saved $12 million there. If they cut Le'Veon Bell, they save $14 million more there. They need an inside linebacker, and they need a cornerback, and there's the money to get it. And one more thing. Colin Kaepernick kneels because police shoot black people. Doesn't care that police shoot white people, so I guess that makes him a racist, which would make all his supporters racists also. Nike decided they were going to take a shot and give Kaepernick a deal. They only lost $4.2 billion in 2 days. Their stock is bottomed out. Apparently, they miscalculated who their customers really were.
Once again, Mike, I disagree with you on 2 points. One, Le'Veon Bell's the best back in the league, and I said it from the beginning. They should have traded Le'Veon Bell if you weren't going to sign him. They knew they weren't going to sign him. You know, that now they're doing the same thing. He's going to miss maybe 10 games. He has to play 6. Terrible move. It could end the season. I really thought they had a chance to go to the Super Bowl, but with the dissension in the locker room, players are saying he's coming in this day. They're trying to talk to him. You know, with all this, they may even lose to Cleveland in the first game. Very disappointed. As far as Colin Kaepernick, I salute Nike for what they did. They stood up, showed courage, and they can stand to lose some money, Mike.
Well, you're my favorite racist. I always tell you that.
No racist here. I just speak the truth, Mike. And you know what? I like their slogan, believe in something, be ready to give it up. But we also have a couple other ones I came up with. Can we run that first picture? Big Ben, right? We're talking about the Steelers. Don't waste time asking permission. Just take what you want. That's his thing. We got another one.
He did that in Georgia. That's why I got in trouble.
And we got Mike Tyson. Believeth of them, even if it meaneth sacrificing everything. Mike Tyson, just do it. And now I do like what they're doing here. And then Mike Tyson, we talk about Mike Tyson. You had some things with him. And 50 Cent did this. We don't know what Floyd's talking about. He can't read or write. But there it is. Smoker Jim, we were on Mike Tyson. You had a little run-in with him, Mike. And your facial expression was kind of worrisome on that. Can we run that? What was you scared of, Smoke? Was he going to bite your ear off, man? You look frightened out there.
Well, you got all
and I'm still mad you didn't tell me.
You got all these guys up there to say if you believe in something, risk everything. But none of them have ever done that. Put Pat Tillman's picture up there.
Okay, I respect
That's a guy. There's a guy that believes in something and risked everything.
He risked his whole career, and people are getting mad. These nuts are putting themselves on fire, burning tennis shoes, and they're in the tennis shoes. How many guys did you see burning tennis shoes, you know, and they still in them? Ridiculous. You already bought the Nikes, so now you're just going to burn money is basically what you're doing. Nike is not going to suffer. Nike is not going to suffer anything. Yeah, these guys are mad now. These guys, you know, don't like Cap, don't like Nike, don't like the NFL. Pretty soon they're not going to like anything. Ford even came out and said, they support Colin Kaepernick. Now they're going to start burning the Ford trucks too, Mike? Come on. I respect Nike.
All I know is $4.2 billion is a lot of money, and you think Nike's not going to miss that? You're
They're
crazy.
not going to miss it. You know, the stocks will be fine, and then maybe other people will pick up those stocks. Who knows? That being said, before we get to our special guest, Smoking Jim. Whoa, I got to put the disclaimer out there. The words you're about to hear are Smoking Jim's alone. They don't reflect my thinking, Mike's, Aaron's, or anybody else. That being said, Smoking Jim, the floor is all yours.
Hey, thanks, Luther. You know, one thing is consistent with the Pittsburgh Steelers, every time a black man holds out, they find some coon on the team, to shuffle for the Steelers. Listen, I'm sick and tired of Ramon Foster. First of all, he's fat, slow, and lazy. Ramon Foster, keep Le'Veon Bell's name out your mouth. Look, Ramon Foster is 350 pounds, and he's the weak link on the offensive line. And the only reason the overweight coon is starting is because he loves Ben Roethlisberger. At 350 pounds, he loves anything with burger in it. Listen, I don't care if Le'Veon Bell plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers or they don't. They'll never win a Super Bowl because the defense stinks. Defensive coordinator Keith Butler couldn't spell cat if you spotted even the C and the T. The Pittsburgh Steelers team is made up of over 90% black players. Keith Butler grew up in Alabama, played for Memphis, played for Seattle, and coached at Arkansas. The only players he can relate to are white, off-white, and lily white players. I'm not here to hate. I'm just shooting straight. The Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8.
Smoking Jim, you recycled that 8-8 record for 4 years. Every time you said they improved. Last year you called 8-8, right? They was 13-3. So you're calling 8-8 again.
And Coach Tomlin is the greatest.
You sound like Terry Bradshaw. And you sound like
regular season coach of all time.
You sound like
See you
Terry
when the
Bradshaw.
playoffs come.
You sound like Terry Bradshaw.
Me and Terry Bradshaw had lunch.
Another lunch I wasn't invited to. That's all right, though. But you're wrong on a couple things. I'm disappointed in Keith Butler as well. But as far as the players, of course they want Bell to come back. You know, they have a chance to win a Super Bowl. Of course they're going to say they need him back. What do you want them to say? Nah, stay home as much as you want. The Steelers blew it in the offseason. You know, I agree with trading Martavis Bryant. Get him out of here. He was smoking out, sent him to Oakland, all that free marijuana. You knew he wouldn't. He didn't even make it past the preseason. But the fact that they didn't deal with Le'Veon Bell, that's going to be hanging over their head the entire season. They should have traded him, or they should have gave him his money. Look at Todd Gurley. He hasn't done half as much as Le'Veon Bell. They needed to pay the guy, 14 is what they offered, 14, 15. He wanted a couple $1 million more. They should have made it happen. If they weren't going to make it happen, they should have traded him. And it's going to destroy their season. I'm worried about this Cleveland game. Myles Garrett is coming. Him against Alexander, your boy, I think they're in trouble. It's going to be a tough game. James Conner, I like the guy, but he's always injured. I'm hoping he could last 10 games. I don't know. I'm not excited about the backfield. The linebackers, they were not addressed. I think Vince Williams is an average player. Bostic, not impressed at all. Malakevich, not impressed at all. The most talented middle linebacker they have on the team is the rookie, Matthew Thomas. I think that's their best chance. The sooner they get rid of Bostic, Tyler, and put him in there, I think the defense can improve enough. I think they can go 10-6. Your thoughts on Thomas?
Well, my thoughts is you got more excuses than you wearing them black and gold sunglasses.
You've been calling 8-8 for 4 years.
Well, they win 2 games with Cleveland, 2 games with Baltimore, and 2 games with Cincinnati. They got the easiest division in all of football. They should go. They're an 8-8. They're a mediocre team, and you already mentioned about 10 weaknesses that they have. So you must agree that they're a mediocre team.
I mentioned the linebackers. I mentioned
the whole defense.
I wouldn't say that. The corners, Joe Hayden is still a solid corner. Artie Burns, he has some potential there.
He couldn't cover you.
Artie Burns has some potential. You'll see him back. He had a sophomore slump. He's going to be right back. Again, number to call, 412-231-2288.
That's
know,
why he says it all the time. It's the last two numbers
the
in the
last
phone
two,
number.
8 and 8.
8. He just
There
looks
you
up
go.
there and reads it off.
But Thomas, to get back to you, Thomas, it's just too thin. He got to put some pounds on. And
Listen.
and I'm the only one that's sitting here that's seen him play at Florida State. And there's a reason why he went undrafted.
No,
sixth
the
round,
reason he
whatever.
went undrafted is because he had a whole lot of off the field issues.
Wow.
A whole lot.
Well, but I was watching his on the field issues.
All I know is he had the most impressive play in the preseason. The strip sack, 46-yard touchdown.
No, the most impressive dude is 92.
Oh,
92 is a beast.
Oh yeah. He looked like, I thought it was Harrison for a while. He looked like him. We'll see. He might take my cousin's job out there. Bud Dupree better step up.
Bud's ready. Bud's ready.
We've been saying it for 2 years. It's time for him to get it
They
going.
got him playing on the right side now. He can just go after the
But we'll see. I think they can step up.
I ain't never seen a Dupree that couldn't play.
There you go. We just got in our genes, Mike.
Jethro Dupree.
So Mike, what are your thoughts? Now, we kind of want to get these predictions going. You know, we got Cleveland, Kansas City, Tampa Bay, and Baltimore, the first games before we have our next show. What do you think the record will be?
Well, can I announce the lady first?
Oh, okay, you slacking, man.
You had mentioned it. I'm sorry I cut you off. But before we make our predictions, listen, we're very honored. She actually came because we were getting ready to honor our great football team, Mamani Christian Academy, but they had to get ready for Jeanette. I didn't know Class A ball was that serious. But so they're preparing for that. But hey, this is a young
got
lady
three D1 players
This
on
is
that
a
team.
young lady that was raised very well. She comes from a great family. She's going for a master's degree. At the end of the month, she is going for a photo shoot in Atlanta. On September 18th, we're doing a show right here at PCTV Channel 21. And this young lady will be the calendar model of the year. Big hand for Steel City Beauty, Aaron Royale. Aaron Royale.
Yeah, those Jim has trouble with them last names sometimes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for coming on.
No problem. Thank you.
all right. So
Thanks
just-
for having me.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, high school and all that. Viewers want to know.
Well, again, my name is Ann Royale. I'm currently in school at Chapman University for physical therapy. And I'm getting into modeling. So as Smoke and Jim just mentioned, I'll be putting out a calendar towards the beginning of October, but we'll have more details on that. So thanks.
Thank you so much for coming on. So physical therapy, so you'll be working on some of these injured players.
That's right.
That we have.
That's
okay.
right.
Jim stayed with a sore shoulder. So.
You first.
Hey, let's get back. I do want to, these first 4 games, Cleveland, Kansas City, Tampa Bay, and Baltimore. What's the record after those 3 games, Mike?
3-1.
3-1. Who do you think they lose to on that one?
I think they'll beat Cleveland.
They'll beat Cleveland, Kansas City.
No, 3-1 or 1-3.
1 and
excuse
3.
me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1-3.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
Okay, Smoker Jim.
Well, everybody knows I'm a professional gambler, so I already bet money on Cleveland to win the first game against the Steelers for a couple of reasons. Number one, Cleveland's not very well coached, but they do got a great defensive coordinator in Greg Williams. Number two, with the hard knocks, those guys really put it up. I think that Landry's the best wide receiver in all of football. Nothing against Antonio Brown. Nobody can catch like Landry. Yeah.
Oh, that's way
And Jarvis
Way off,
Landry.
Jim.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers haven't played much. It's going to be hot on Sunday. Cleveland, this is their Super Bowl. Already, since I made my bet, I got it at 7 points. It's already down to 3 points now. So a lot of the people are starting to think like me. I think Cleveland upsets Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh gets a home victory against Kansas City. Is that their second game?
Kansas City.
And who's the two after
Tampa
that?
Bay. They're at Tampa Bay after that. No Jameis Winston.
And who's the fourth
Winston,
game?
and the fourth one is Baltimore.
Baltimore 2-2.
2-2. I got them 3-1. But you mentioned something, not Hard Knocks. Is there a more dislikable offensive coordinator than Todd Haley?
He's trying to fight everybody.
How long before Baker Mayfield knocks him out? I'm calling by the 5th game. If he's not in there and they're struggling, I think he's going to knock Todd Haley out. the way he disrespected Landry, you know, about running routes. I don't know how he survived here that long. You know, Ben used to throw him under the bus on a regular basis. It never got too physical. Antonio
Well, one way he
Brown,
survived was not paying his mortgage over in Upper St. Clair. That's one way.
and him
He
and his wife
survived.
getting in bar
Yeah,
fights
yeah.
every New Year's holiday. Hey, let's go to the phone lines. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
Donna from Homewood.
Hey, Donna, what's on your mind? Thanks for
Hey.
calling.
Thank you, thank you. I have to run, but I do want to say I think anyone who pretends like they don't understand what Colin Kaepernick is protesting for is lying.
True.
And I think they know he was not disrespecting the flag by kneeling. And I hope people will go out and step up their buying of Nike products. Also maybe invest in Nike just to show that we all stand behind Colin. And also I'd like to say, Erin Royale, very beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And
Thank you.
before I hang up, I'd like to ask your opinion on LeBron James complimented the magazines for having beautiful black women on, and white women protested. They were upset that he complimented them. I have to hang up, and please give me your opinion on that. And
Okay.
thank you all. Have a good show.
All right, thank you for the call. Aaron already getting the first question of the night. So what do you think? Did you have a problem with it?
No, I didn't. Absolutely not. I'm grateful, and I feel like it was well deserved. So,
I don't see what the big deal was. I mean,
right.
Donna, if you want to buy stock in Nike, this is the time to do it because it's worth absolutely nothing.
Nike is never worth absolutely nothing.
Not a thing. You can get it for quarters.
But that means we all better buy some stock.
Colin Kaepernick absolutely disrespects the soldiers and the
No, he
country and the
doesn't.
flag when he takes a knee, because that's why he does it. It's the only reason he does it is to piss people off, and that's what it does.
That is absolutely incorrect. I've spoken.
know nothing.
I have family
don't know a
members.
damn
I have
thing.
family members in the Army,
Yeah?
and they have no problem with it. In fact, I've gone to the Pitt game last year with 2 family members in the Army. I didn't stand up, and they didn't stand up. They said it's not disrespectful. The reason they went in there is so you had the freedom to choose.
It's absolutely
This is not
disrespectful.
Russia where you have to do it. That's some Trump stuff.
You're a piece of trash
You are
when you
not.
disrespect. You
that's
use a
not
freedom.
disrespecting
You
the
use a
flag.
freedom
No.
to disrespect the
No.
people that died, so you could have that freedom.
Oh, okay. Okay, like I
Kaepernick
said.
should die. She had slow stomach cancer and ate away.
Oh, that's disgusting, Mike. No problem with it, and I have it on record. You have the choice. If you want to stand, you stand.
Yep.
This is not Russia. There's no, it's not in the Constitution where you must stand.
Nobody say he's not allowed to do it.
Okay.
It's just very disrespectful,
It's not disrespectful
to the people that
and
fought and died
what's
for his freedoms.
disrespectful is people saying that, but not saying when these people are getting killed innocently. You could burn shoes for somebody taking a knee, but not a word when somebody who's innocent gets their head blown off. But, that's my thoughts on it. It's not a political show, but Colin Kaepernick made a political statement. Glad Nike backed him up. I support them 100%. I support Colin Kaepernick. Good job. Keep doing what you're doing. And forget Trump. I'm done. I'm done with that, man.
That's why I say you're my favorite racist. Lou.
No racism here, man.
Always been my favorite racist.
And I got much love for you, Mike, but you're wrong again on this. Again, number to call, 412-231-2288. I love having Mike on the show because we're on opposite sides of the spectrum and everything, and I'm always right, and he's okay when he's wrong.
Black and white.
Unlike Smoking Jim, when he's wrong against me, he never takes up for it. He never takes credit for it. Again, 231-2288. I'm calling 3-1. I think it's going to be a close game against Cleveland. They should blow them out. The defense of Cleveland is going to give the Steelers problems. James Conner's not going to be able to run, but they have nobody could stop Juju, Antonio Brown. And look out for the Rookie of the Year. I'm calling it now, James Washington. He's going to replace Martavis Bryant. He'll have better numbers than Bryant had last year. Not the rookie year, but last year. I'm excited about this offense. They're going to average 30 points a game. Let's hope the defense can keep teams under 25 a game, and we'll be okay. I'm calling 10-6. Kansas City, they have a new quarterback, second-year guy, a lot of talent.
Black guy. He's a black quarterback.
And he throws he's a risk taker, throws a lot of interceptions, and we always have owned Kansas City. They have talent, but they have a young quarterback. I think we can really kind of
Remember,
confuse
Joe
them.
Montana beat us a lot when he was there.
Yeah, a lot. But he spent most of his career with San Francisco.
But he
beat
beat
us.
us
He
in
beat
the
us.
playoffs.
He
He
wasn't
beat us, but
really
that
a
was
young
years.
quarterback when he was in Kansas City.
Right. I'm talking his young quarterback.
How about Lynn
or Alex
Dawson?
Smith.
How about Lynn Dawson when he used to whoop?
Where you going way back in ancient
You
history?
said we
I'm
always
talking,
beat
I'm
'em.
talking the last
You
15
always,
years.
yeah.
And I think
Okay.
Tampa Bay is another game that we should win. We should start the season 3-0.
Another
Tampa
easy
Bay,
schedule.
Jameis Winston, he's still out grabbing women Uber drivers and got suspended for 3 games. So that's another W. Baltimore is going to be a tough
Want to eat
game.
that W?
We'll see. If Lamar Jackson doesn't play, at Flacco, he got his money and stopped working. I mean, he's been a bum ever since he got that big contract. If he plays, we got an easy W.
Didn't I say they
Lamar
was gonna-
Jackson?
Didn't I say that Baltimore would go down when Ray Lewis retired? And they did. You don't want to give me the credit, but
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
okay. I'll
it
just
was
keep
a little.
bringing
It was a
up.
little more than
It's
Ray
on
Lewis.
tape.
It was a little more than Ray
Oh
Lewis.
wow, they didn't
I-
make the
I
playoffs
think-
in 4 years.
I think they went to the Super Bowl because Joe Flacco played outside of his mind and was going after that contract. That's the biggest difference. They still play good D. Their offense is horrible. You know, if Flacco steps up, they still could be a solid team. But I see us winning that division pretty easily. Again, 412-231-2288. What do you think as we run some of these Le'Veon Bell highlights? What do you guys think is going to happen?
all these Texans.
All right, what do you guys think? So you think he's going to sit out 10 games?
Yeah.
Would you come if you're Le'Veon Bell? Would you come back
Well,
and risk it?
first of all, I'm not Le'Veon Bell.
I know we know that.
Le'Veon Bell.
you
Le'Veon
played
Bell,
running back, but you didn't have this skill.
Well, Le'Veon Bell can't come back until week 12, which is after the bye week, the 11th game. He can't come back because he was getting high all summer with Wiz Khalifa. So he would fail the drug test. So he needs that time to get it out of his system. That's the real reason why he's sitting out.
Stop.
That's the
Sounds
real
reasonable,
reason why he's sitting out.
He's still getting drug tested. He's in the program.
No,
He's
not
still
right
getting-
now. Not
he's
right
still
now.
getting
Not-
tested.
No, not out in the program.
He's still getting tested.
He can't come back.
Once-
till he
once you
gets
get caught, they do that random.
He needs that. He was coming back on Wednesday.
You
but
say him and
he
Martavis
didn't.
was out, was hanging out in
Martavis
California.
is clean. Martavis is clean.
Okay, yeah, that's what he's saying. Hey, let's jump back to the phone line. Call, say your name, where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is LD from the East End.
LD!
My first comment is I'm glad to see a nice looking face on that panel.
Yes.
If he wasn't
Thank
there,
you
I
very
would've
much.
changed the channel.
Thanks,
I
man.
agree.
I'm glad you appreciate it.
My next comment is I'm a veteran, and I got to tell you, when people want to sit down or stand up for the flag, that's their right.
I
That's
agree.
why I was in the war, to give them the right to do what they wanted to do.
Freedom.
I-
This is
I
supposed
salute-
to be a country of freedom.
I
If they
salute
wanna
your
do it,
service,
let
LD.
Right?
Salute your service.
I salute
Yes,
your
sir.
service, LD.
Well, yeah, thank you for your service, but you're absolutely wrong. Just because you have a right to do something doesn't mean it's right to do it.
Well, all those
And all he
wars
does
were
is
for the wrong
disrespect
reason.
you and me and the people we served with.
No, I
If
disagree.
people can't sit down if they want to, then we fought the war for the wrong reason.
Exactly. Definitely agree.
I didn't say they can't sit down. Like I said, they have the right to do it. It doesn't make it right to do. When you
All right.
disrespect the people that fought for your freedom, you're not worth a piece of whatever.
All right, I want to talk about sports. Can we talk about sports
Yes,
now?
please, let's
Sounded
bring it
like-
back.
Okay, first of all, I think the Steelers will win on Sunday if Ben doesn't throw interceptions.
That's the
Does
key.
everyone agree with that?
That's the key.
Yes,
you know,
for sure.
I'm interested to see what this offensive coordinator is going to do.
Well, I already put money on Cleveland, LD, so I hope you're
So,
wrong.
so you know that means the Steelers are going to win.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, I want to see this offensive coordinator. Is he going to let Ben go back to the Bruce Arians where everything is deep and he's taking hits, or is he going to have some quick passes like Todd Haley did?
Ben's the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
I think they're going to spread the ball around, long, short, intermediate.
The
I
key.
think it's going to be more diversified.
I hope so. The key is making sure Ben gets rid of that because when he starts holding that ball, he can't take the hits like he used to. And then we'll see what Dobbs or Rudolph has we don't want to get to that point. He has to get rid of that ball because Cleveland, their defensive line has really made some improvement. That
He-
Myles Garrett is a beast.
Defensive coordinator Greg Williams got a bounty out on Ben.
Oh, yeah.
LD.
Ben, Brown, Juju. I wouldn't put anything past that guy.
I think you were supposed to have guests from Imani on your show today. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
Yeah,
we
they
were.
got a game Friday night, an
Game of the
important
night.
game against Jeanette. I didn't know that Class A took the football that serious, so they
Oh,
wanna
see,
focus.
stop the hate. They have 3 Division
They
One
wanna-
athletes on that team. Smoking
I didn't,
Jim.
I didn't know the intramurals took it that serious, but
Oh man, they have
Those
17
guys
players
could
and
practice.
3 of them.
Huh?
Say it again.
What
They
you said?
only have 17 players on the team.
And I tell you what, about 10 of them were Division One prospects. They're good.
Yeah, so why you
I was
hating
at
on
the
them?
Springdale game, and Springdale quit at halftime.
Well,
So the
third-
coaches agreed to.
That was
not to play
dehydration.
the second half.
Well, the coaches really didn't agree, but the Imani coach went in with it and said that because Springdale wasn't playing, whether they agreed or not, they had enough at halftime. So
they both. But Jim, come on, man. They both were losing players. They both lost at
For
least
what?
2 guys to
Hey,
dehydration.
hey, LD, when
Jim,
we
you probably
played,
passed
when
out
we
out
played,
there.
we
Get out.
didn't even get water. We couldn't take our helmet off, and we wasn't falling all over the place. Golly, was it that hot? Oh my
Jim, I heard you
goodness!
fell asleep out there. Man. They already played a half and you missed half of that. So go
Wow,
ahead.
LD, we was kids. We played all day long, 12, 14
Well,
hours.
hey,
Now
they-
they get an IV.
That's
Hey,
true.
listen, all you got to do, I guess that's the reason why I'm no longer a coach. All you got to do is have an ice tub. Throw them in the, ice them down, man. Throw them in the tub, man.
But it was 38 nothing at halftime.
Yeah, 38
38
nothing at
nothing.
halftime, yeah.
Yeah, and some of their playmakers had gotten hurt by that time, and they still were putting up numbers. Because R.J. Hart had about 5 touchdowns the week before, and I don't think he even had one this game. He was one of the ones who got hurt.
And just one more comment. Someone mentioned that Pittsburgh has a weak division to play in.
Right.
Whose division can be any weaker than New England?
That's a fact. The 2 of the worst
They
teams in the
start
league
off-
are in that one.
They start off 8-0 every season.
Yeah, good point, LD.
Miami here and there, they might win a game, but Buffalo, that's 2 easy wins. Jets, that's 2 easy wins.
And don't forget one thing, LD. Tyrod Taylor, who always was a poor man, Michael Vick, even though they all grew up in Newport News.
Just because he went to Virginia Tech.
They all grew up in Newport News, Virginia. But don't forget, he took Buffalo to the playoffs last year. He's Cleveland's starting quarterback, so the Pittsburgh Steelers better be on point.
And
because,
he's winless against the Steelers.
Huh?
And he's winless against the Steelers as well.
the Steelers played about one series in preseason. Their tongue's going to be hanging out. Cleveland's in shape. They're in better shape, man.
My final comment, Steelers will be 4-0 after 4 games.
Okay.
I
Hey,
agree.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it because Coach Tomlin is the best regular season coach I ever seen.
116 and 60. You
Great
can't-
regular season coach.
Great coach, period.
Regular
You got-
season.
You got to go by the record.
Regular season, yeah. Playoffs, there's a record for that, too.
You know what? People say that there's only one coach in the NFL that has more than 1 Super Bowl victory, and that's Bill Belichick. Everybody else
Chuck
is
Norris?
1 or less. I'm talking currently.
Oh, you was a
I'm
current.
talking
You
currently.
You will
We're
fit
not
an
talking
argument.
ancient history.
Is that what you learned at
No,
Howard?
all these guys putting
Is that what
Tomlin
you
down.
learned at Howard?
There's only
Oh,
a few
man.
coaches
You
that
must
have 1
been-
Super Bowl.
A Howard graduate must have put in my game room because everything's crooked down there.
Oh,
man.
go ahead.
Golly,
I'm talking
bro.
currently. Everybody talks about, he's not a good coach. There's only a handful of coaches that have won 1 Super Bowl currently coaching in the NFL. Bill Belichick has 5.
Well, you see my list of regular season coaches. Coach Tomlin's the top of
Well,
that.
just say
I'm
coaches.
trying to
Why
give
you
credit.
right?
People say I'm hating. I'm giving
That is
credit.
hating.
Me and Coach Tomlin used to be great friends. Now we're all in off.
Yeah, I don't remember
How's
that.
Dino doing? Dino doing all right this Sunday?
Hey,
He's a good ball
LD.
player.
LD, what else on your mind? All right, looks like we lost that call. Let's go back to the phone. Do you want to jump in, Mike? No. Okay. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
Hey guys, this is Sean.
Sean,
Sean!
what's going on?
Hey man, it seems like it's been a long time since we've been on air.
Yeah, man, we've been missing you, Sean.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, try to protect Try to protect the wives of the coaches from Ohio State while you're down there.
Oh gosh. How has Urban Meyer still got a job?
He didn't beat
Okay,
nobody.
This is what I will say about
Trussell got his players were getting
we-
tattoos and they let him go. Terrell Pryor
week
got a
before-
tattoo. Come
A
on.
week before, I was around one of the top recruits in a couple of years. Y'all know who the kid is. His father's a assistant coach for Pitt.
Okay.
Just leave it at that.
Okay.
So a week later, this Ohio State incident comes out. Well, one thing I didn't know until everything hit the fan was Urban Meyer's wife is employed by Ohio State.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and the sticking point with everything, and remember on my post on Facebook, I said she may have to take a fall, is that since she knew what was going on, based on the rules with Title IX in Ohio State, she had to report everything.
Yeah.
But you know how the game go. If they want to keep you, they're going to find a way to keep you.
That's true. That's true.
And Urban Meyer's won him a national championship. He's from Ashtabula, Ohio. You know, so, I mean, Tressel lost his job because of tattoos. And, you know, Urban Meyer, they had to find a way to keep him. Now, the interesting thing is Ohio State has both a black AD and a black president. Depending on who you believe, the board of regents or the board for the university, they didn't want to give Urban Meyer nothing. But the school president, Drake, said, no, he has to get something. So, and the school president, Drake, he gave Urban Meyer 3 games, and he gave the AD, Gene Smith, 3 years, which is probably going to be his last year because he has 1 more year on his contract.
Okay. I'm like, how did the AD get caught up in this?
Because of the way, I guess they had to report the stuff to the president, and the AD pulled the coach, Zach Smith, off. I want to say they pulled him off. He was out recruiting, and the AD called him back to Columbus, like, you got to get back here to answer some questions about stuff. So I guess, you know, they had to give him something, but
Yeah, but I'm
if
saying
they want you, they're going to keep you.
that's true. That's certain. But I'm saying if Urban Meyer's saying he didn't know, the AD really could say I didn't know anything about what was
they had
going
a
on.
paper-
But he
they
got
had-
caught up.
The
But
problem is they had a paper trail because the AD called him off of a recruiting visit
right.
back to Columbus. So there's stuff you can't get around. And then like
Once it
the
came
day
out,
that-
right.
Yeah, and then the day that everything came out, Urban Meyer was trying to figure out how to delete text messages, you know, off of his phone, anything past a year. So it's like, it's a paper trail, but
Right.
they love Urban Meyer in Columbus, so he ain't going nowhere.
That's wild. I thought for sure the way they were talking, I thought they had him dead to rights, but
Well,
you know, like you said, he has
that's
the
why
pull.
That's why I posted about his wife, because I didn't know, based on like the Title IX laws and being that she was an employee. Like, I didn't even know she was an employee for Ohio State, but
And Urban
still got her job.
Urban Meyer is basically like Joe Paterno was at Penn State. You know, the AD and the president, Urban Meyer is more powerful than those guys at Ohio State.
well,
He should be.
You know,
I would say
I mean,
he's like Joe
that's
Paterno.
my feeling.
He should be.
I'll say this. Paterno kept hockey out of Penn State for at least 1 to 2 decades. Urban Meyer don't got that power.
Thank you.
He's close. He's
Now-
flexing his muscle right
Now, who
about
was the
now.
wide receiver coach that was doing this? What was his name?
Oh, the wide receiver coach is Zach Smith.
Zach
Zach
Smith.
Smith.
And the irony, and this is where nepotism is so great with certain segments of society, is that Zach Smith's grandfather is Earl Bruce. Now, who is Earl Bruce? Earl Bruce was the former head coach of Ohio State when Chris Carter was there in the 80s.
Yeah.
And Urban Meyer's first graduate assistant job was at Ohio State under Earl Bruce.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
And notice, none of this didn't come out until Earl Bruce passed away earlier this year.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, that's good loyalty. I'm loyal like that too. But now, was Urban Meyer's wife working with Zach Smith's mistress? Because he was having a
I think
relationship
they
with
were.
somebody?
I think Urban Meyer's wife works in the nursing like in the nursing school at Ohio State.
Yeah, because Zach Smith had a mistress that was working with Ohio State too. So
He was doing
Well,
a
they
whole lot
moved
of
her to
dirt.
another. They moved her to another department at Ohio State, from what I understand.
Well, he'll
Enough of that.
he'll be back in
I
2
didn't
games.
hear- Enough of that. I ain't hear nobody talk about my alma mater, Penn State, against Pitt this Saturday.
Well,
8 p.m. primetime, Heinz Field.
I can't wait. I'll be there.
So after that exciting performance against Appalachian State,
Appalachian State's good.
they could have
Hey,
easily
you're
lost. They
good.
could have easily lost that game. Were they looking ahead to Pitt, Sean, or what's going on there?
Well, Penn State is showing you they missed key players. Saquon Barkley, they missed the receiver. I want to say Godwin, a couple other receivers.
Tight end,
So
yeah.
they had to implement people. But Appalachian State, they get up for big games like
That's
that.
true. Yeah, they beat Michigan
So,
a couple years ago.
Can't
You're
say
right.
nothing about that. I wish Pitt and Penn State would play every year, but we know, unfortunately, certain people, Joe Paterno, ended that rivalry. So it's just a shame, but
And
enjoy.
then I
this
think Penn
Saturday.
State has a home and home with Temple after this
Well,
year.
first of all, we're not going to point the fingers at nobody, but we should point the fingers at the governor of the state of Pennsylvania because he can mandate that those 2 teams play. If I was governor, Pitt and Penn State be playing every year. In football, I could care less about the other sports. You know, Penn State's a little weak on a little other sports, but football they should play every year.
Hey man, our volleyball teams, men and women, and wrestling teams, they win national championships.
Hey, Sean. So what you think? So Penn State is going to come in here and do something, or what? I think it's going to be a shoot. I think it's going to be a shootout.
I don't know if this guy was on your show, but you deserve credit to the boy Miles Sanders.
Oh, he was on our
he
show. We
on
gave him.
the
Yeah, we gave him the MVP trophy.
Yeah.
Him with
Yeah,
Lamont Wade.
y'all need to give him a you deserve credit because he made cover of Sports Illustrated. this
Oh
week.
yeah, that was impressive.
We
yeah.
we gave him a you deserve credit when Central Catholic beat the heck out of him his senior year. We gave him
stop,
we gave
stop.
him full credit for that.
No, yeah, he definitely deserves credit. I was impressed. He ran hard. He had about 90 yards,
90
2
yards.
touchdowns. He was splitting time. 2 touchdowns, a touchdown in the overtime. So yeah, I definitely give him credit. And Lamont Wade had a big hit as well in that game. So I'm impressed. We'll
Is
have a lot of
Lamont
guys
Wade
that want to
starting?
show. He's getting a lot of time as safety. So we should be able to see him a lot Saturday night. What do you think, Sean?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
As far as Lamont Wade, I saw him get some time at safety. You know, they moved his position.
I
and-
think he's better. I think he's better at safety than cornerback.
Really?
Yeah.
He had a couple
Yeah,
nice
I-
hits. But
I
Penn
think
State's
he's a hitter.
defense looks kind of weak right now, Sean. I mean,
Yeah,
I saw a
they
lot of
lost
holes.
players, but hey, if you're a good recruiter like James Franklin says he is, you got to get the players and develop them.
That's true. That's true.
Well, I'm just glad Lamont Wade is keeping up his grades. You know, Clareton used to have a problem in college.
Hey, Smoking Jim, stop talking about Carolina. I personally know people out there that's being very positive in our society.
Exactly,
You'll be
man.
surprised.
Stop. Hey,
that.
stop. That's
Stop
why
that.
Jim's not allowed in Clareton.
They
Some
got the
parts of
same books.
Aliquippa.
They got the same books from kindergarten to 12th
Stop the
grade.
hate. Stop the hate. You know, anytime we start talking about
Hey, I
Clareton,
love Clareton.
Jim is going to start
I
hating.
love Clareton. I've never
the
seen a
biggest-
school that got kindergarten all the way through 12th grade in the same school.
It used to be
now, that's a
Duquesne.
problem.
Duquesne used to do that too.
Duquesne used to do that too. Stop. it.
So a lot of the smaller school
If
districts.
you tear down the projects, Clareton would be worse than Springdale.
Stop. Oh, all right, Jim. All the hate. That's Smoking Jim. That's why we put a disclaimer on them. So when y'all come, that's Smoking Jim
They all
talking
think it's
trash.
you. When they see you, they think you're me. So
No, that put the stop to that. But it should be a good game. What do you think? I think it's going to be 35. First one to 35-40 is going to win. What do you think, Sean?
I think whoever got the fewest turnovers will win a game.
We know who has the
I
better.
think that's
We
what
know
it
who has
is.
the better quarterback at this point.
Who?
Penn State. McSorley. He's a winner. He shows me a lot when the game is on the line.
He's not an NFL. He's not an
It-
NFL.
He's in college now.
Yeah, but-
He's
It
a
doesn't
good
matter,
college
Smoking
quarterback.
Joe.
yeah, he's
And when the
good.
game is on the
matter.
line, he makes plays.
I know Penn State got the best coach, Terry Smith, and he's doing a great job at Penn State, assistant head coach. So I think if it comes down to coaching, Terry Smith will make those decisions. So
Yeah.
Narduzzi needs this game, But Penn State, if they want to have a shot, at the title or the playoffs, they can't lose to Pitt again, because that hurt them a couple years ago where they could have had a chance to really do some things, but Pitt upset them. So we'll see. It should be a great game. You going out to the game, Sean?
I got a lot going on this weekend.
Okay.
I kind of want to watch the. Remember, I was out in Vegas last year, so I want to see the Porter Danny Garcia fight.
Oh, that should be good. I think Danny Garcia is going. I think Danny Garcia is going to pull that upset. Or then again, it's like, I guess Porter's the underdog,
Porter's
right?
a club fighter. Garcia should be able to beat him.
Last time we were on the show, you said Porter was going to win.
No, I've never said Porter.
You said
win
Porter. I
anything.
was the only one who said. I said Danny Garcia is going to win.
Porter's just a guy with all heart. He's a club fighter, man. I ain't never.
Who you got in that fight, Sean?
I like Danny Garcia to win, but it's going to depend also how the referee calls it.
Yeah.
Earl Spence still ducking both of them?
They're ducking Earl Spence. But listen, Al Heyman and PBC already said whoever wins this fight is fighting Earl Spence.
PBC, like
Premier Boxing Champions.
We ain't all got BET around
Premier
here.
Boxing Champions. They're taking over the boxing game.
Yeah, okay.
Showtime. They just signed again with Fox Sports. I mean, it's big time. He shut down Eddie Hearn, so every big fight you hear from here on out is going to be PBC and Al Heyman. You agree, Sean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's just interesting the way boxing's going now. Everybody talks stuff on Al Heyman and what he did, but now you got Eddie Hearn, the
Garbage.
Anthony Joshua promoter/duckers. They started their stuff.
Oh, now, come on.
He's ducking.
Then
You
got-
know
Listen,
better than that, Sean.
And then you got,
he ducked
top-ranked
Luis Ortiz,
Golden Boy. They both on
Deontay
ESPN
Wilder,
now.
How did he
and
get
Tyson
4
Fury.
belts? How did he get 4 belts? And an Olympic champion.
Listen, who did he fight since he got those belts?
Hey,
Nobody who's worth
Wilder
anything.
better watch Fury.
Wilder's going to knock him out in 8 rounds.
You don't want to
Fury's
fight a
done.
gypsy. Fury's a
I didn't
tough
see.
gypsy.
He's going to be a fallen gypsy.
Well, you better be
He's
careful.
going to be on his back.
Better be careful.
Okay. All right, so I got Garcia and Smoker Joe Fowley flip-flop, and now he's saying Garcia as
I've
well.
never been a Porter guy.
You
man.
said Porter was gonna win
Porter's
that fight.
Basically a advanced Golden Glove fighter, man. That's your boy.
All right, we'll see. Danny Garcia is going to win that one. It don't matter who's going to win. Errol Spence is knocking both of them out.
He's ducking both of them, that's for sure. He's 28 years old now. Time to get a big
Nah.
fight. Time to finally get a big fight.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, Sean, real quick, what do you think about the Steelers and this Le'Veon Bell situation?
Well, Le'Veon's probably still in Columbus, just enjoying his time, taking it easy. He think he's making a big decision, so
Is he still at
My
the
thing
strip
is-
clubs in
Stay off the
Columbus?
weed.
hey, I cannot confirm or deny it. The only thing I'll say is a bouncer has told me he's seen him out in Columbus. So I'll just leave it at that. But my thing is, if I was in this position, I would just play the season out and then just leave, But one thing I learned, everybody's going to do things their way, so let him do it his way.
Hey, Sean, I told everybody 2 years ago on every TV station I was on that I talked to Le'Veon Bell in the Steeler locker room on a Wednesday. He told me 2 years ago he no longer wanted to play in Pittsburgh. That's his whole thing. He's been wanting out of Pittsburgh, and he can't wait to get out. I think it's a mistake. I think he'd have been a Hall of Famer here. I think he would have reported this week, but I think hanging with Wiz Khalifa, I don't think he could pass a drug test right now.
Jim, you don't even know who Wiz Khalifa is, Smoker Jim.
He's great. Wiz Khalifa's
man,
great.
you don't even know who
you
he is.
saying Wiz Khalifa don't get high?
Oh, yeah, he does. But I said
Are you
didn't know-
saying Le'Veon Bell wasn't in the studio with him?
Hey. Anyway, Sean, man, appreciate the call. We got another call we got to get to, man.
Okay, guys.
All right, man.
Hey,
All right,
thanks,
good night,
Sean.
All right, Sean. Thanks
Hey,
for
your
calling in.
godson's doing great, man.
Say that again?
Your godson is doing great.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make some games. I think I'm gonna go down to Steubenville to see him. So,
Okay.
one more thing. Big shout out to Penn Hills for beating Steubenville.
Oh, yeah.
On y'all next
cut
show,
him
figure
off
out
for
who
that.
was the last team from Western Pennsylvania to beat Steubenville before Penn Hills beat them in the season opener. Have a good evening.
All right.
How can he bring up that name on this
Oh,
show?
man, we already heard Anna Marino said he got you out of Pitt Hills. So stop all that fronting. Gateway, fake gateway. You started all that stuff. Let's stay on the phone lines. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
Gentlemen, it's Kelly Russell.
What's up,
Hey,
Kelly?
Kelly!
What's going on?
Man, I tell y'all. All right, hold on. I'm in the store. I got to step outside the store. 'Cause I don't want to be one of those Obi-Wan jabronis.
Is it Family Dollar?
Oh, man.
They say black folks
Nah,
love Family Dollar.
Actually, it's Aldi.
Oh, yeah, the other spot.
Gotta bag your own stuff, huh?
All right, I want to say I'm glad y'all got Monty on the show because I got some very choice words for this. Speaking of Obi-Wan jabroni, Obi-Wan jabroni number one is Le'Veon Bell.
Why? Because he wants his money?
Man, he thinks he's better than he really is. Luther, I'm gonna take you back. I don't know if you remember the movie Above the Rim.
Of course.
But when Le'Veon Bell when he arrives to Steelers facility, the players need to tie him up and give him some real live bunks for old time's sake. And for those who haven't seen Above the Rim or can't remember, Above the Rim is nothing more than some kicks in the butt. And that's exactly what Le'Veon Bell needs, is some kicks in the butt.
The man wants his money. The Steelers
Yeah,
didn't want to
well-
pay him. They should have got rid of him. They did this.
I agree.
They did this.
And you know-
Either pay the man, you know what he wants, pay him or trade him. What are you playing
and
this
you know
game
what?
for?
And the unfortunate thing, he'll get his money next year from either Cleveland or the Jets, and he can go suffer and be rich, but suffer because he's nothing.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Hey, a lot of people would take that $20 million and $20 million a year for 4 years and never win anything. It's just, I'm just real disappointed
Still
with what they
hasn't won
did.
anything.
Yeah.
He has a
But
chance. Though. He has a real solid chance to win something here. But I think
Right.
he's going to sit out the full 10 games and
I'm
just
with
come
you.
in at the bare minimum because you have to at least play 6 games.
Right. And the thing that will only make it better is if they could excel and maybe be a rightful 13-3. I know Claudio's not on the show, but Claudio and I were in agreement last year that they were probably the fakest 13-3 team of all time.
You are what your record says you
I
are.
agree with that,
Yeah.
Kelly.
You are what your record says you are.
Yeah, they are. They were 13-3 and out of the first round, or excuse me, out of the divisional round.
Bad matchup. Bad matchup.
True.
Jacksonville should have been going to the Super Bowl. I mean, the way they were playing, they even had Blake Bortles looking like a NFL quarterback. I mean, that team is
Right.
loaded. You know, they got
Yes,
one
they
of the
are.
best running backs.
You got an
That
excuse for every
I'm just saying,
conversation.
Jacksonville's loaded. Jacksonville's loaded. If they had a quarterback, they might go undefeated.
And
my
you know, one of the things I
opinion.
love the most about Jacksonville is the fact that they got a head coach, or not, I shouldn't say the head coach, but they at least had some people in the upper parts of that management team that believe in discipline, which I really believe the Steelers need is some discipline starting from the top.
You got Luther hot now, Kelly.
We got Kelly Bradshaw on the line.
Hey,
Kelly
you might
Terry
not like what Terry
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw said, but like one of y'all said earlier, great regular season coach. Yes, Mike Tomlin is a great regular season coach.
That
Except
would
when he
be
plays
me that
bum
said
teams.
that.
Okay, I agree with you. Except when he plays bum teams like Chicago, like on the road at Chicago. Speaking of which, if Jameis Winston was playing against Jacksonville, I would definitely circle that game for a loss. But I don't know who Jacksonville.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. I don't know who Tampa Bay's starting quarterback is, but I'm still penciling that game down for a loss.
Ooh.
I wouldn't really say they're going to be 0-4 to be bluntly honest, but I'll give them 1-3. But I tell you this, they're losing to Cleveland.
I got
Wow.
money on it. I got money
They're
on
losing.
it.
Okay, so we
They're
got
losing
Kelly,
to
we got
Cleveland.
Jim saying a
My
loss to
last
Cleveland.
year with Macaroni Tony.
And you know who I
It'll
really
be
think is going to
legalized
win the division this
betting
year is
after
going to
this.
be Baltimore.
Oh, man. What did you
I
say?
think the Ravens are going to step up and shock a lot of people.
Ooh. I think Flacco got his money, and he's not. He doesn't care anymore. He got his money.
They got Lamar
he just
Jackson.
doesn't want to get hurt.
They got Lamar Jackson. if
Lamar
he's playing.
Jackson's not ready.
He's not ready for what?
He's not ready to
He's
start
not ready for what? He can run for 100 yards a game.
and get knocked out. He could be RG3.
No.
He could be RG3, run and get his knee tore up, and his career be ended.
could
He's
be-
not ready. While Flacco's there, they're going to be 8-8.
You sound like the white man.
That sound like Flacco's done. Anyway, Kel, what else you got,
I
man?
didn't say it'd be
Man, that I just really wanted to expunge on that whole Le'Veon Bell situation because you could see this coming to an head.
Right,
And,
exactly.
And, the thing, oh, my fault. But the thing I find most telling is the way his teammates turned on him today, especially his offensive line.
Yeah.
When you got Pouncey, Foster, and who was the third one that went off? Somebody, I can't
DeCastro.
remember.
Probably DeCastro, yeah.
Castro. Yeah, when you start having your offensive linemen turn on you, that's what I'm saying. The moment he arrives in camp, we're on TV. They need to tie his behind up and, like I said, give him some real live bunks.
Yeah, you know what, Kelly? It almost seems like he told them he was coming in by Wednesday,
Yeah.
and he didn't. So I think they really felt some type of way.
Hey, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to entertain the reason why. I said it before. Listen, this is a guy that's been in strip clubs all summer. That's okay because he's single. And two, he's been cutting an album with Wiz Khalifa. He was coming in on Labor Day, but he can't pass the drug test. He been smoking. That loud, Lou.
You're not the first person to say that.
Thank
you are not
you.
the first person to talk about him
I'm
hanging
not pulling
with
this out
Khalifa.
of thin air.
Uh-huh. Yeah, nah, you're not the first person
You
to
pulled
say
it
that.
out
So
of
maybe he
somewhere.
needs this. But what does it say? They say it takes 30 days to get out of your system. What is 10 weeks?
Yeah,
Nah,
so
dude,
that's
nah.
why.
Just
Ain't nobody
And the funny-
passing up $8 million, but he can't pass the drug test. His agent said, hey, you got to sit out till game 11.
We'll see, man. Very interesting. Now, what about college, man? Michigan started off again with a loss, Kelly.
you really act like I'm a big Michigan fan.
Listen, I didn't say you're a big Michigan fan, but you went there. Jim Harbaugh's there. He was supposed to turn the program around, and I haven't seen any progress.
has.
How?
You know,
He did turn.
I'll say this when it comes to Harbaugh.
They used to win
and to
the
me,
first
what his biggest issue is, he doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
I feel that's the one issue. They haven't had a quarterback since the boy Jake Rudolph, who's with the last I knew he's with the Lions, was a serviceable college quarterback.
How are you going to be an ex-quarterback and you can't recruit any quarterbacks?
Exactly, that's my point.
That makes no sense.
Exactly, that was my point going along with that. How you going to be the ex-quarterback, captain comeback back in the day, and you can't recruit a quarterback?
No,
I still say the biggest mistake that Michigan ever made was the moment they hired Rich Rodriguez.
They
Ever
both
since
made
then-
mistakes. Rich
Yeah.
made a mistake leaving West Virginia, too. You're right.
he wanted to get his money. He was never going to get paid what he wanted at West Virginia.
They was paying him.
No, Michigan was paying
paying
him. Michigan was paying him. That's why he left.
Yeah, I think his contract was like $5 million or something.
Yeah,
I
it
might
was-
be
it
wrong.
was something crazy
It was
when he
a
went to
few
Michigan.
million. It was ridiculously overpriced.
Right.
They always should have. I always said they should have waited till the national championship was over that year, and they could have had Les Miles because he was waiting for that job once LSU beat Ohio State, and all they had to perfectly do was wait.
Yeah.
But the people in charge couldn't wait, and then you got Les Miles giving a press conference like, "I'm here to talk about a football game, not about the University of Michigan," and so went their chance of getting Les Miles. And Michigan ain't been there since. And since you said that, it was 11 years ago when App State beat Michigan.
That's true, yeah.
And ain't been the same since.
That's for sure.
They at least rebounded a little bit that season to end with a bowl win for Lloyd Carr. But that program ain't been the same since.
All right, last thing as we get ready. Pitt, Penn State this weekend. What do you think, Kelly?
I have no idea. All of you know me, Luber. You know me. I Uber. As far as I'm concerned, show me the money. I'm hoping the rain that we're supposed to get from the remnants of that tropical storm coming can hold off. Because to be bluntly honest, I'm going to get paid. Unlike Le'Veon Bell, I'm going to show up for work, and I'm going to get paid, baby.
I feel you on that, Kelly. All right, man. Any other predictions, man? We got about 3 minutes.
No other predictions that I can think of. But hey, you know something? Let's go here. Mike Tomlin gets fired at the end of the year because the Steelers have a horrible season.
Wow. That make your day, Kelly.
Make a lot of people in Pittsburgh today.
I doubt it.
Never happened.
116-60. I'll take that, and so will most NFL fans around the nation.
Once again, great regular season coach.
Yes, sir.
There's only one Bill Belichick. All right, Kel. I'll
right,
talk
fellas,
to you,
y'all
man.
have a good one.
All right, peace. I know one thing we said we were going to do the MVP. Who's your MVP this year, Mike? Smoker Jim?
Defensive MVP is a guy that went to school near Gateway, Aaron Donald. And the NFL MVP is Ben Roethlisberger.
How about you, Mike? Who you got?
The defensive MVP is a guy that went to Penn Hills, Aaron Donald. And offense MVP, I don't know. No idea.
You know, and I think the offensive MVP is going to be Aaron Rodgers. He got that check. He got a great tight end in Jimmy Graham. I don't know what Seattle's doing to let him get away. Aaron Rodgers is going to be unstoppable this year. 40 touchdowns. He's going as long as he protects his collarbone.
Until the playoffs start.
He performs in the playoffs. It's not his
Nah,
fault his
one
defense
Super Bowl,
folds.
One Super Bowl.
Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going to go Cam Jordan for the Saints. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. And I think Rookie of the Year.
You smoking with Le'Veon Bell?
I think Rookie of the Year is going to be Saquon Barkley for the Giants.
I got him. Rookie of
He's
the
going to
Year,
be a
too.
beast. Coach of the Year,
Belichick
Belichick.
again.
Who you got?
Coach of the Year, John Gruden.
Oh, he already gets an F from me. Traded Khalil Mack, Coach
Good
of the
trade,
Year.
good
I
trade.
think it's going to be Bill O'Brien for the Texans. Comeback Player of the Year is Deshaun Watson.
I agree with
If
that.
he can keep his knees straight, man, they're going to make some noise. I think he's going to be serious. Let's get Aaron to say a couple words before we close out. Thank you for sitting here and joining us.
I really enjoyed myself.
But
Thank you.
Where can we catch you at? Instagram you want to put out or whatever?
Actually, I don't have any social media.
Well, she'll
at the
be
moment.
here September 18th. You can catch her on Facebook Live.
Okay. All right. And the magazine, or you're going to have a calendar coming out?
Yes.
And you'll let us know the details?
Yep.
Then?
I'll let you know the details in our next show. Yes.
All right. Oh, man, it's an exciting year. I think it should be a great year. Rookie of the Year, you guys want to jump in on that?
Yes, Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley, how about you? All this Penn
Super
all
Bowl.
this-
Give me
all
some
this Penn
Super
State,
give
Super
this some
Bowl.
Raiders
Super-
and Rams.
Raiders.
Raiders and Rams.
Well, we already know Jim is wrong. Okay, Mike, who you got in Super Bowl here?
New England and the Rams.
I like that.
You guys are sleeping on, I think it's going to be Philadelphia again. I think Wentz comes back, about game 4 or 5, that team is loaded. Their defense just got Michael Bennett. Unfortunately, I don't know who's going to beat the Patriots. I would have said the Steelers if Bell was going to come back before game 10, but it looks like he's not. Patriots and the Eagles in a rematch. Eagles are going to win it again. This time they win it by 2 touchdowns. Philadelphia is loaded. Real quick, Minnesota gave Cousins a lot of money. Good move or bad move? We got 1 minute.
Bad move.
Bad move?
That's a good move. They needed a quarterback.
I think he's the most overpaid quarterback, overrated quarterback in the history of the NFL. Hey, that's our show. Please check out our website, scsportsworld.com. For Smoker Jim, for Aaron, for Big Mike, I'm Lou, Claudio. We look forward to your next show. Check you out then. Peace.